station, everybody. Welcome to Supreme Clientele, episode 15, here October 11th, 2023. Thank y'all for coming through and joining us. Me and Link here to talk a bunch of good books today. Not too many heavy hitters from the big two, but a lot of indies. Much anticipated number one with Transformers. Yeah, man. Enfield Gang, Sacrificers, Sins of Salton Sea finally wrapped up. Finally, we didn't talk about issue 4. I'm excited to finish that one up and get our thoughts for that. I'm really curious to see what you thought of that one as a whole. Yeah, and we were gonna do plot holes, but we threw in Batman at the last minute. Because I love that Zdarsky run, so thank you for humoring me on that one, Link. I know that not always your first choice, but I appreciate you reading Bats with me. And also, bro, well, I guess the start of the show, the Disney series that kind of came out of nowhere for me, Loki. Dude, I'll be honest, I completely forgot this was coming out. I don't know about you. It kind of dropped out of nowhere for me. So I think you messaged me last week or something like that, and you're like, "Dude, did you know this was coming out?" And I don't know. I think we were both at the same boat on that one. But yeah, season 2, episode 1 dropped on what was it? Thursday? I see. I'm not even sure to.
Yeah, I think it was last Thursday.
Yeah, man. But the usual characters are back. It stayed mysterious. I thought. What were your thoughts? I liked it as a whole. I thought. I think the show has done a good job of kind of keeping itself separate from everything else, but also still kind of tied in with the Kang thing. But I thought they had a lot to play with when with season 1. With they kind of had a clean slate with Loki, and I thought they did some really cool things. So with the multiverse and what's his name as the older Loki, I thought did a fantastic job in season 1. I thought it had some really good bright spots.
Yeah.
The famous British actor. Anyway,
yeah.
So episode 1, well, I don't know. What were your thoughts as a whole, bro? Before we get into it, did you like it? Did you dig it? Did you like season 1 of this show? How do you feel?
Overall thoughts, I really enjoyed it. I'll admit, I knew this was coming out, but I just couldn't. I didn't narrow. Like, I knew it was come out sometime soon, but I didn't have any particular date in mind. So when this dropped, it was like, I think I saw it like Friday morning. I was like, oh shit, this came out, And so I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. It's MCU, I mean, they haven't been at their best lately, but I'll still watch anything comic book related. But I was pleasantly surprised. This might be a hot topic thing to say or a hot thing to say, but this felt like the most MCU thing I've seen from Marvel in a minute. It had the stakes. It's like, for me, like the MCU of the golden days. It was like it had stakes, levity, and humor and stuff with that, with mixed with like nice little action pieces.
Absolutely.
And this first episode, it didn't really have action pieces, but it had the stakes. Like, it has that the underlying mystery. You want to get to the core of it. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest Tom Hiddleston fan off bat. Like, when so when I found out he was getting his own show, I was like, really? Yeah, really? I know he's charming, but can't we have like someone else? But yeah, this is actually turned out to probably be one. To be honest, overall, it's the most solid MCU show we've gotten. There are bright spots here and there, and other things I like in other shows, but the overall quality of this feels like the most thing related to an MCU movie. But yeah, this off to a great start, picks up right after the cliffhanger of last season, essentially. Loki's becoming disjointed with time. Like, he keeps zapping in and out.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. Time slipping, yeah. Like, looks super painful. I love this part. this part. I love the comedic rapport when they let that kind of go between them. But I like this part of the elevator when it's like, what did he say? It looks like
He was like, "How does it look?" Not that bad. Owen Wilson's like, not that bad. He was like, because if actually it feels all right. Actually, it doesn't feel that good. He was like, oh, good, because it looks disgusting. And then is this the bit where they're on the elevator and they're going back and forth about it, and they look to the left or the right, and that chick's like, they're like, what do you think? And she's just like speechless.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. That's like one of my favorite parts, man. But yeah, like it's horrifying. Like yeah, it looks like you're dying while while alive or something. You know, like it's horrifying.
Black
it looks
hole.
extremely painful. It scares the hell out of that poor guy. I don't think I have a slide of him, but the guy who's originally trying to help Loki at the beginning, the guy who he crashed. You know, he's on that. He jumps down on that cart and crash lands through the window. And that dude he's talking to originally asking him about contracting before. Yeah, but time slips on that guy a couple times. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and he's still going through it. But this was
trippy looking.
This was really well done. I thought also this conversation with Ouroboros. But we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's more time slipping. I thought the special effects like made it look really cool. I thought special effects so far have been pretty dope in this show. I feel like they've done a pretty damn good job.
Very solid. It seems like the quality seems like movie level. To be honest,
it does. Like you see, sometimes with like some of those DC shows, like just before the show started, I was watching some Doom Patrol clip, and you definitely see like the CGI taking a hit on quality. Like you don't really see that with Loki. It's pretty solid. But yeah, so what's left of, I guess, the TVA upper management, these generals they don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know what to do. Their whole world has just been pulled out from under them. So they're trying to get a grip on it. These two got a real creepy relationship going on. It seems like.
Yeah. I read into that so weird, bro.
Yeah, man, it was weird, dude. It was incestuous. Yes, it was incestuous, man. It was like, I don't know. It just gave me filthy vibes. Definitely did. But yeah, so like she's the only one that's really left. Like, and she's taking the hard line, I guess. She's going after. She's decided to. They convinced her to stop pruning the timelines because they're killing thousands of people and ruining their lives or whatever. But she doesn't, however, succeed in like she's going to go after Sophie. It looks like with all guns blazing. Like there they go. Yeah, but like her and Sophie are gonna, or her and the TVA troops, I guess, that are loyal to her, because it seems like they're gonna start splitting the factions now. Are gonna go after Sophie. We saw that later, but yeah, this was really cool with Loki trying to convince them and kind of pruning the wall, like the face of their reality. That was a super dope scene to reveal more King. I don't know. It's curious. I wonder how much we're gonna see with everything that's going on with Jonathan Majors. Did you think about that? Like, do you think we're gonna get a lot of camera time with him?
I think that I think he filmed a good portion of his stuff before this situation happened. So, and Marvel's been very coy with it. Like they're really sticking to that line. Like they haven't really sided with him or sided against him. I think they're really waiting for the outcome of that, not to get into that. But I think if his scenes are necessary to the story, they're gonna use them. But I'm curious to see how big of I mean, because first season he wasn't in it that much, to be honest. It was like towards the very end, even though he was a prominent role. it could be a little bit more of the same this season, where we get maybe as opposed to the ending, we see him a little bit at the beginning, and maybe he has some scenes towards the end. Like I don't know. I'm curious to see. The trailers made it seem like he was like a significant role in this second season.
I would think
so
he would be. I mean, how much more Kang imagery do we want? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of getting to the put up or shut up point. I feel like he's got to show up and or at least one version of him has got to show up at some point in time and lay down the law.
No, I agree, because thinking back on it, there's really been, besides Loki season 1 and Ant-Man 3, there's really been no other series that kind of has seeded the threads of Kane coming along. So I could see them using Loki 2 or Loki season 2 as that bridge to setting up. Because when does the next Avengers movie come out? They have it slated for 2024, 2025. I believe. I could see them using season 2, and maybe Deadpool 3. They might hint at some King stuff. But I think Jonathan Majors, his role, I don't think they're really going to change anything, because all this was like kind of shot and probably halfway edited by the time these accusations came. So, I don't think they're really going to change anything, that's not necessary, as they should.
Yeah, I feel you. I just I'm curious to see, like, moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's only going to be 6 episodes.
Yes.
Do you know?
First,
it is going to be 6.
You know what? I'm not sure, because I felt like the success of the first season, they could have bumped this up to like 8 episodes, especially when they gave something like She-Hulk like 10 episodes.
Right.
But
did it really have 10 episodes, dude?
It was. I could have sworn it had 10 episodes. It was like either 8 or 10. I just remember it having too much time. Too much time.
Man, what a bizarre ending.
Yeah. Nothing matters. I think it is 6 though. I was surprised, because I thought I had after the first episode for season 2 came out, I was kind of going through season 1 again, and I remember season 1 it felt a little bit longer. Like for some reason I remembered it being 8 episodes. Not that that's a bad thing that it felt longer, but I was like, man, they did a lot in 6 episodes for season 1. That's for as epic as the first season was. They covered a lot of ground in 6 episodes that a lot of these other series haven't managed to do.
Yeah, very true, man. Good points all. All right, well, back to all right, so they go and see these time generals or whatever, and they go and Loki, they try to convince them or whatever. They have convinced them of what's going on, but they can't do what they can do. Anyway, they got to figure out how to stop Loki from time slipping. So then the really star Ouroboros, the star of the show, comes through.
Such a cool cameo.
Such a great appearance. I loved how it was filmed. The conversation like through time with him and Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. It was just really well done, man. And dude, like, where has dude been, man? I don't want to butcher his name. Can you say his name better than I can, dude? Ki Kwan, I believe.
You said it way better than I would have
attempted. So yeah, man, dude. I don't know. I'm glad dude's star is shining again, because it's obviously long overdue. But yes. Yeah, guy definitely stole those. I love the part where when Owen Wilson's about to get in he's in the suit and he's about to run out there, and he's like, hey, OB, get ready to see some of the best, like, Huff It and Puff It or whatever you've ever seen in your life or whatever. And he's just like, okay. He's like so matter of fact. I love how and I love how he closed the gate. I love how he closed the gate on old boy. Like he makes the hard decisions even if he has to. I respect that about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, homeboy was.
Hopefully he comes back.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But yeah, this whole conversation and this like realization that he's been there before. Loki's been there before and planted the device that they're looking for, and so very very well done. I feel like that's such a cool way to uh, to depict like a show that's all about time travel and moving through time and existing at 2 points at the same time and so on and so forth. Like I feel like that's
Yeah,
such a beautifully shot, and I love the set design too. Like how it's all. I love that sprite machine. I don't know if it shows. I probably don't have the right angle, but that old school sprite machine that they had, like behind Loki in that shot, and like just like the way it, the little things they did to differentiate the different eras and kind of like date it with like certain artifacts. I thought it was really cool and really well done. But yeah,
nice
I'm very
little
impressed with that.
details.
Yeah, dude, that
Yeah,
sprite machine just like I kept looking at that sprite machine in the background every time they showed it. But yeah, so they gotta Loki's got to go out here and what is it? Get the I can't. It's like trying to re-explain. So
so Loki had to he some trust me, it was not easy to understand. I still don't understand, but essentially Loki was like fraction in time. We'll put it. Oh, my bad, Nick.
we got to do the Macarena when we're done.
We said we were starting to dive into Loki, but I guess we'll give a visual cue as well. But he probably just came in. I'm just messing with you. But Loki was just shoveling the time, disjointed, whatever, and he had to like go into the core of it and do something to pull him out of the stuff, essentially. Yes, yes, Goonies for life, baby.
Sprite round. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, this scene was cool, and this is a good example of it feeling like a movie. Like this reminded me of like the if you've seen that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when they're in the spacesuits, the multicolored
Fuck yeah.
spacesuits, like kind of gave me
Oh
those
yeah,
vibes.
it did.
But you know, for a show, it's quite well done, and it was a nice little touching moment, bro. It showed the little bond on, not that it is super strong or anything or super significant, but the bond Owen Wilson's character, I forget his name, and Loki have developed. Yo, I was thinking, Dan Waters, great Loki series, great writer. Let's have him do like a Loki comic based on like this idea of Loki going to different universes. Like he's working with the TVA. Let's just use the setup of the show. Money.
That's one that would work, dude. Like I love that idea. I think that would be a great mini. Definitely with the right, yeah, the right writer. And I love this idea of like the time loom that they had to go out into and how it was like
Yep.
how it would wear you down and immediately make you old. I just thought that was all real cool. And like I love how it magically spoilers coming up to anybody who doesn't want to. But I like how it like magically kicked them out and like knocked both of them back through the doors, and it just was like so serendipitous like that. That was a cool little. Because I was like, there's no way. Because like when Homeboy was up there, you know, he was like, he's not gonna make it. I was like, you're right, dude. He's definitely not gonna make it. But
You know what it was? It kind of, the scene also reminded me when Loki was shot back at Owen Wilson's character. It reminded me of the scene in Infinity War when when Loki, or not, when Thor is trying to forge Thunderstrike, and he's like in the heart, he's like holding up that chamber so the furnace can like use the heat, and it like shoots him back, and I think Rocket tries to catch him if I'm remembering correctly, but he like I remember him slamming into Groot if I'm not mistaken. But that's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Loki and Thor both have their little shot through space scenes.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good comparison, dude. I didn't even put that together. Nice. But yeah, all right. So at the end of the episode, we got I guess our biggest mystery is who pruned Loki from behind and sent him back out. Because he saw Sylvie, right? And she was trying to get through the elevator doors. And she was like, there you are, I've been looking for you. But he got pruned from behind, did he not? So that was my question. Am I wrong on that? Because it was like he was looking at Sylvie in the elevator doors, and she was like, well, there you are. And then at that moment, we go back to Loki, and it's like this shot, he's getting pruned, and it's like, but we don't see who the pruner is. Because then he gets
You know
kicked back
what?
out of
I
the.
thought I might have forgotten or overlooked it because I thought that you're probably right because I don't remember the scene being throughout any of the rest of the beginning of the show or anything. But I thought they had just it kind of ended with Sophie and Loki. Oh, yeah, I found you, but I did not see that pruning.
Yeah.
But now I take your word for it. You got me really wanting to go back and
Yeah,
watch
that's
that
how.
now.
Like, yeah, you got kicked back out of the time stream by that pruning. So whoever did it really basically saved his life by getting him. This is how he, got kicked out of the time stream and saved what's his name too. Saved what's his name too. So Owen Wilson's character. So I can't remember his name. God, but yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So I don't know. At the end of the episode, we get Sylvie, and she's going to show up and try some McDonald's for the first time. I like that she, the guy asks her what you want, and she says nothing with a face, or she gives him all these like great. Did you see this part, dude? The end scene when she shows up at McDonald's, tells the guys she doesn't want anything with a face, or so on and so forth. I love that.
No, I missed this too, bro.
Okay,
What was
so
I doing?
yeah,
I thought.
yeah, this was. Oh, sorry, this was right at the end. So yeah, she shows up. This was her, and she's like, I want to try everything." That's like her last line. So yeah, it was funny though. He was like,
Interesting.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. So I don't know. We got some. I guess a lot of questions moving forward. I don't know how he's gonna
So you're saying
stop
whoever
her
pruned
from being on it.
Loki
Go ahead.
saved him?
Well, think about it. That's how he got kicked out of the time stream. In that moment, once he got pruned, he got kicked out of the thing that he was on the time loom or whatever, and knocked Owen Wilson back through the doors. Like the pruning was the cause of that happening. So if he hadn't happened that moment, he would have been lost in time forever.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what short round. I'm gonna start calling him that. That's your fault, Eric. That's that was short round told him like if you don't get like you got to prune yourself if you don't get out of there. Maybe he did prune himself, but it didn't look like it. I don't know. It didn't feel like he pruned himself.
Those are good mysteries.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll find out next week. But yeah, man, good episode. A good episode one. I thought.
Oh yeah, if I had to rate it, it's solid. I won't rate it. Just watch it. It's good. It's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, I'm trying to fix the layout here. Sorry. All right, let me get my boy in here. Station! What's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Did somebody say through, Transformers?
Bro. Yeah, man. How'd you bring you through? Bro, so first and foremost, man, how does it feel now that it's out and the world has it, bro? How does it feel? Like I know you had the ash can and everything, and you knew it was going to be something special. But now that you also have the finished product, how does it feel, bro? As a lifelong hardcore Transformers fan.
I mean, it's incredible, man. It's I couldn't have asked for a better team, a better publisher, I mean, it's a dream, right? Imagine Daniel Warren Johnson and Robert Kirkman make your favorite thing. You know, I mean, you could, I mean, I when I started comics, I started discovering who I liked, who I didn't like, and in the past 2 or 3 years, I discovered Daniel Warren Johnson, and just reading, Do a Power Bomb and Beta Ray Bill and Wonder Woman Dead Earth and all the stuff he's done. He has become my favorite artist. So when they announced this, it was like, what world am I living on?
Right.
This is
I
insane.
can't imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
A home run all the way. He's one of those special breeds, dude. A writer and artist, man. And those are like rare, those these days.
Yeah.
The guys that can do it all and do it at the level that he has, like, consistently over, and like the amount of heart and emotion he brings to his books, which I really think is like at the heart of any good Transformers story. Is them seeing something in human beings and themselves, and how that character kind of, it's like a mirrored reflection almost. So those are always some of the best Transformers stories to me. So yeah, I think that's just such a great right in his wheelhouse pick for the guy to do it. So I think they've done a really good job. I feel like putting people on the right material, putting the right people on the right material. I guess I think they have whoever is in the talent scout has a good eye and knack for that. I think for sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to see what comes up with G.I. Joe and all that stuff moving forward. How those Josh Williamson stories do. I know G.I. Joe fans been waiting just as long as Transformers fans. Well, I don't know if it's been longer or what, but I'm curious to see if that lands as well. So we'll see.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy that. I mean, Robert Kirkman is a part owner of Image Comics. He does own Skybound Entertainment. I just find it crazy that Hasbro put all this trust in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, IDW is a big publisher. Yeah, like this guy is like, I mean, he does own Image, but he's still a subline of a line. So this is a subline of a subline of a line. You know what I mean? And it speaks volumes that this big $1 billion toy company is like, yeah, do what you did in this issue. Because, I don't want to spoil it, but like, you can do that. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna spoil it. We're gonna go through it all. If you haven't read Transformers by now, I'm sorry. Like, that's on you. But yeah, be forewarned for the next bit, for sure. But yeah, I thought, and that, dude, just to speak to that, I thought it was great how he brought like his own brand, that Daniel Warren Johnson brand to it. I think you could tell by the first few pages he brought that brand to it, but it also had that, like, I'm sure he hit all those Hasbro corporate check marks. Like, we had all the right characters in there. It seemed like plenty of action, plenty of great action, on the ground, in the air. I felt like he did a good job of like seamlessly incorporating all those things into the story. I feel like, because this is like the first time he's had a property like Beta Ray Bill. He went super metal with, like, he and I think the story suffered because of that, because it ended up getting clipped. I don't think he got to do as many issues of that as he really wanted to, just because I don't know. I think he went a little too hard with it, but I still love it. I love it. But I think he's done a great job so far of like handling the property and keeping all those talking heads in the corporate offices happy. I'm sure they're loving this, dude. Dude, let's talk about these covers before we get into the story. How many covers you got, bro? I didn't go Gargoyle over Gotham, but I got this one and the Otley one, but the main one and the Otley one. But how many did you get, bro?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I got about like probably about 6 or 7. 6 or 7, yeah.
I'm not mad at you, bro.
All the main
ones. Bro. They're crazy. And they're so good.
I know. It's insane.
All of them are so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's giant robots. It's an artist's dream. You know what I mean? When they first announced it, that's the first thing. I think I hit you up or Link or one of you guys, and I said, can you imagine the variants that are going to come out for this thing? Every artist in comic books is going to want to crack at drawing Optimus Prime. They just are. It's just something artists want to do. Like, so it's gonna be crazy.
That's so good, dude. All of them were winners in my book, but I like how we immediately start with Daniel Warren Johnson and like his humanity. We know we already get 2 pages in, we get a very human character. We get a guy dealing with a more or less deadbeat dad who's an alcoholic in this veterans bar, and he's going through it with his
G.I.
dad.
Joe panel.
Say what now?
My bad. No, I'm sorry, not interrupt you. That just kind of popped into my mind because we know this is going to correlate with G.I. Joe. I wonder if Spike. I'm not sure what the relationship was. Not to skip too far ahead, but his older brother, whoever he lost, I wonder if he was like part of the G.I. Joe operation or something like that.
Damn, that's a good thought, dude. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That would be like him too. The way they've been doing Void Rivals in this, like to put yeah, that's a good thought, man. Definitely something to think about. But yeah, so yeah, these two at the bar, and basically he kicks off with his friend. I love the van. This is so Daniel Warren Johnson right here. I don't mean to keep saying that, but like I saw that and I just cracked a huge smile, dude. It was like
the murder Falcon van.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just great. Great to see that. So, is it the same one for Murder Falcon?
I don't know.
It looks like.
I think it might be. I'm not sure. Dude, I never read Murder Falcon, so but I have.
But yeah, for sure. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but that's a good call, dude. But yeah,
I'm glad you guys didn't read Nick's comment. You guys didn't fall for the trap.
Yeah, Nick says Murder Falcon van, different art. Okay, different art. But yeah, same dealio, man. But yeah, that was dope. That was dope to see. But anyway, these two go exploring, and they come along the wreckage of the what is this thing called again? The Tirana or something? The Ark, okay. And Homeboy activates it. It causes like an earthquake, really. And like we get our introduction to Optimus Prime. Everybody's all bogged down. So what happened? Did the ship crash? Are we led to believe like this was a battle, or was like the ship coming to Earth and it crashed and crash landed? And
well, like going back, if you go back to those beginning panels, well, first Spike and his father, they're construction workers in the cartoon. So this is already where it already deviates, because this is a retelling of G1. A lot of people were confused. They thought this was some sort of continuation or something like that. This is actually the G1 cartoon being told over again from the beginning.
And what's the G1 cartoon for people that don't know?
Oh, the Transformers cartoon from '85, the season 1, first episode. The Transformers basically escape their planet. They're at war. And they crash land on Earth about 4 million years into the past. So like in the Jurassic period, and they stayed dormant for many years. And then Spike and his father, construction workers, I guess they're doing some dynamite or demolition, and it kind of awakens their ship. And their ship has this computer, this supercomputer called Teletran 1, which you do see in this comic.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Right, that supercomputer activates, and it starts to scan the planet basically to give them alternate forms so they can be in disguise. That's what that whole robots in disguise.
This is so educational for me, man. I appreciate it. I know I had heard Johnson say that was going to be his Bible for this book, like moving forward in the series. But I appreciate. Okay.
Yeah. So I can tell you right away in the beginning panels, there's a lot different going on, because I don't know if they're construction workers. They never make that clear. And you can tell that the father is now sort of like an alcoholic, it looks like, which is a very, very interesting thread. And then, like Link mentioned, the brother, there is no brother in the cartoon. So that's a new thing that they introduced. And I don't know what happened, but whatever it is, the Ark I don't think it crash landed in present time. I think it's still in the past. It's just somehow excavated, or because they fall into it, right? Like they fall through a shaft or something.
Yep.
So it's been buried there for quite some time. I think. I'm not sure yet.
Okay. All right, cool, man. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, because that helps me. That'll help me moving forward reading as well. But hell yeah. Okay. So yeah. Well, so Optimus is. Go ahead, bro. Okay. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was jumping ahead. You probably have it. I'll wait.
No. So all right. Optimus is down and out. Homeboy shows up. Who's the first Decepticon we get on the scene, Fable?
Starscream?
That's Starscream, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Starscream is taking care of business pretty quickly.
Well, I think it was Jetfire had started to wake everybody up, and Starscream was one of the first people Jetfire had woken up, and then Starscream started to take shots at people who hadn't woken up yet and stuff like that.
Right.
And Starscream is acting as de facto leader of the Decepticons, correct?
Right.
Because towards the end of the issue, he says, don't even say Megatron's name. I ain't even trying to hear that. So he's I guess he's acting like the big boss man.
Right. But, and this is another callback here if you're a fan of the Transformers, because Jetfire, before the war, before they were Decepticons and Autobots, they're all one race of robots. It's they're just broken up into the Civil War, basically, two factions. Back before the faction started, Starscream and Jetfire were best friends. So this is a bit of information that you don't know, that Daniel Warren Johnson doesn't tell you, and this is the reason Jetfire mistakenly awakened Starscream first, because he hasn't seen Starscream since before the war started. So he doesn't know that Starscream has been warped into this evil minion or Decepticon leader or whatever it is. He's unaware. So he wakes him up first. If you know the history, that's a cool callback for those that know. You know what I mean?
So that's like when he shoots. Go ahead, Link. My bad. Go ahead.
No, was Starscream ever an Autobot at one point?
No. Starscream was never an Autobot. They all were just, some people knew each other, some didn't. And then when it came time to choose a side, Jetfire had left, or had left maybe before or a little bit after the war broke out, or the faction started fighting. So he's unaware that Starscream has joined this side and how evil he's become, because he never used to be that way.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, so that's why he's like, when he's like, whoa, what do you like when he starts offing people in off Bumblebee, he's like, what are you doing?
Right.
The whole time, like the whole thing is like crazy to him.
And what's cool about this too, which is I haven't read Void Rivals yet, and Jetfire appears in that. So I'm thinking Void Rivals is a prequel or some sort of happens before this happens.
Hell yeah.
Yep. It's funny you bring that up, because I've read Void Rivals, and like they're ambiguous as to what's really going on. Like Jetfire's rolling that because he says he's looking for something for Energon or Cybertron, and it's like he says something in this at the end of this issue that made me think like the Jetfire we've seen in Void Rivals was him before all this, trying to find everybody, or he was out searching for everybody. And this is gonna set up to what led, like Fable said, it's a prequel to Transformers. Like Void Rivals will probably lead into everything established in Transformers 1. Cool. It's cool how they've been seeding threat lines throughout.
It's fire.
This
it's like
series.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It reminds me of Hickman. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's really awesome,
bro.
I mean, like I have no problem.
Quick question,
I have no problem collecting these 3 books.
Yeah. What's up?
Was this your favorite panel?
Oh,
the second page.
I just really realized what you're talking about. Hell yeah, man! Look. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
So
And
do
this
you think
is why
do you
I
think you're sending a message here?
I love Daniel Warren Johnson so much. Like I loved him before all of this, but when I saw this, I knew me and him were brothers from another mother. Like I know I have to meet this man and speak to him and talk to him because this to me is a shot at Michael Bay. Straight up and down. You want to make the comic relief of a show the star of 7 movies? That is ridiculous. That's like making Snarf the lead character in a Thundercats movie. It doesn't make any sense to a Transformers fan. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think by doing this, he's letting you know right away, nah, this ain't a Bumblebee thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's off the table.
It felt like that. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh yeah, I'm glad you felt that connection. It definitely, but it definitely feels like a shot at Michael Bay. I completely agree with you.
And I love Bumblebee. I love him. Don't get it twisted. He's a great, cute character. He's mostly for the kids. He's the comic relief. But somehow, marketing and everything, they saw a yellow, Bumblebee, and they wanted to make him a Camaro. And, it was the end. We had to deal with that for like 7 movies. If you were a Transformer fan, you were hurting inside. Trust me.
He got a solo joint, didn't he?
He got everything, bro. He got everything. He got the costumes. He got the toys. He
Solo
got
movie was solid, bro.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. I like Bumblebee, man, but Transformers is full of characters, so many cool ones, and I'm so glad Daniel Warren Johnson is here to introduce all of y'all to them because I know that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of, I hope there's a scene real quick where we get Hot Rod taken out in some sort of way, in the same way, and he would become my best friend as well.
Oh my god!
Can't stand Hot Rod, huh? Bumblebee is a Skywalker.
Truest villain there ever was.
My lord.
All right, let's get back to the comic book. Great, Fable, like you said on your show on Saturday. I love that he brought wrestling moves to it. We got the clothesline right here. It's on brand and it's awesome. At the end of the day, the way he draws action, dude, I could watch. He's just so good with action to me. It's so kinetic. It's so kinetic and alive. Mike Spicer's colors are crazy good. Just like these pages are they're jumping, dude. They're just so vibrant to me. So I don't know. Big fan of. I guess they're going for it. The only way. Which one of them destroys? What's it called again? Tertran or whatever.
Teletran 1.
Teletran. Yeah. Which one of them? They got to. They figure that this is the only way to stop them from forming up in ranks that are going to completely squash them is to take out this regeneration engine. So they do that. So I guess that's the ultimate goal. Optimus, hold on. I wanted to get to a scene I really liked. Optimus was really getting his. Hold on.
I know which panel that was my favorite panel.
Okay, yeah. All right,
where they.
They're on the ropes. The Decepticon's gun's going on the rope. Optimus is going for the gun. There's an explosion or whatever, and Optimus finds Bumblebee. And I love this scene of Homeboy witnessing this from off on the side. And right here, this guy makes a decision. He makes a life decision. He makes a life-altering decision, really. When he sees the humanity, really, in this moment right here with Optimus mourning Bumblebee. And he decides that he's going to help Optimus get his gun. So he runs over. And I thought it was really cool how this was done. Like, they have him and the chick kind of like, get their backs into it and shove this gun over to Optimus so he can just get it within arm's length and do what he's got to do, I guess, take out the engine or whatever. But dude, this was one of my favorite parts of the comic. I love this part right here, this scene, and that look on his face. That look on his face, the emotion in it.
Yo, I love this is I know this is something that you had mentioned about the movies Fable was they gave too much detail to Prime's face, like in terms with the mouth and the weird eyes and the weird irises. I like how they're just blue, but they're still emotive. You know, like in the comic, they're just blue, but they're still emotive. You don't need all that extra. It's just a waste of time. You know, I didn't
Yeah,
ever
I
realize that
mean,
until peeping this comic.
it's sacrilege just to give him a mouth. Period. Like it's like, why does he have a mouth? He always has a faceplate. That what is this? What are we doing? But whatever. We accepted it. But I agree with you completely, Link. I think this animated look is definitely a better look. And they try to do this in Bumblebee, and it was to great effect. I think they did a good job in Bumblebee.
Yeah,
With the less
absolutely.
complicated. Yeah.
Hmm. Eric says, or wait, Eric says, does that mean Snarf is the Bumblebee of Star Wars? And Nick says Snarf is the Jar Jar of Harry Potter. Wait, this is Melanin and Mega in the house station. Thank you for coming through. How are you doing this Wednesday? Hope everybody's good.
You
Yeah,
could
dude,
tell that Daniel Warren Johnson, like in that next panel that you had before, the one where I think they're fighting again, or they're pushing the gun to him. You could tell he was playing Dare or the other Transformer song from the movie, whichever one. Yeah, this.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Could look
yeah,
at all
bro.
the grapple, K-Tac, growl, chomp. You know what I mean? All
Yeah,
that chew,
yeah,
tongue. You know, you could tell
great, man.
he's
Choom, yeah.
animating it in his head. Yeah, like, and that music is probably blaring while he's drawing it.
Yeah, these pages are ripe for Sound Effect Sunday for sure, dude. These are some great, and I love the I just love the way it looks. Like all of them look so different, and Grapple's really good. What's y'all's favorite?
Say that again.
Ooh.
Which one of these action words is your favorite? Tong's pretty cool.
I like Choom. Choom.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one too. Choom. I like
yeah.
Choom.
Hell yeah, dude. I love the Katek or whatever with the with the cassette getting ejected. Yeah, dude, so well done. Such great action. You know, and you didn't have to wait too long for it. Really, it just really started up with Homeboy in the bar, and getting out to the mountain. So it wasn't too long that we had to wait for it. And then I like how the fight's really not over. It's really like a getaway. But this shot right here of Optimus
This is my
running,
favorite.
man, that's so good.
Yeah,
and
bro.
with the blammer too is crazy. Like all these pages, dude. Just if you just go through these pages, like all this action has been amazing, man. Just Mike Spicer I think has outdone himself as just as much as Daniel Warren Johnson now.
Yeah, you gotta give it up to Mike Spicer when it comes to DW Daniel Warren Johnson's work. He adds a lot that you don't, you know what I mean?
He really does,
and you kind of got to zoom in on it a little bit because it seems like simple coloring at first, but when you really look close, you see all these weird highlights and these, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's amazing.
That's crazy. Like, look at the difference in the backgrounds. These two, the white and the black, like just that difference, and just like it's just I don't know, so crazy, so well done, dude. Yeah, that page. As you said, that page Optimus running is your favorite, Link?
No, I like the one where he's shooting the gun, but I do like that one where he's running as well.
Yeah, and carrying
probably my favorite.
Carrying the humans. Yeah, so they take off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're making a run for it. That's got to be a terrifying feeling. So they're out of the engine and on the road, and the Decepticons are in hot pursuit. We get an air battle, as if this ground battle wasn't kick ass enough. Between what are the two planes again?
Starscream and
Jetfire. So I guess the two once great friends are going at it. And who comes up short on that Jetfire comes up short.
Yeah.
So eventually they find the quarry to lay low at, and I guess nurse their wounds or whatever. And then we get the Decepticons looking at what they need to repair the engine. They figure out they need more energon. They've already sent out the scout to find out where more is, and unfortunately, it's at. Now, is this in the movie at all, bro? Do
What, any of this?
do Decepticons attack the place of work of like his dad or whatever? Is any of this in the?
No, they don't
Okay.
work at a power plant. They're construction workers.
Okay.
They in the first episode, I believe they attack an oil rig in the middle of the ocean to convert the oil into energon.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah, homeboy shows up at the power plant to get his energon and snatches up his dad's best friend who gave him a ride to work and makes him go squish. Dude, that's a delightfully awful last panel. I love this. I love the look on his face with the squish and the blood splatter.
The blood splatter.
Yeah, dude. So well done. But yeah, hell of a comic, man. Hell of a comic. The hype was worth it. I don't think it was. It fell short really in any way, shape, or form. I thought it had everything you could possibly want. I was extremely impressed, man. I know there had to be a lot of pressure. Maybe not initially, but by the time that thing came to publication, I mean that just hearing Robbie and other shop owners talk about, and I'm glad that shops have had a big book like that. So, but yeah, Transformers #1, highly recommend, dude. Highly recommend. Fable, I'm happy you finally got your payoff, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it blew my head away. It was like a shot to the face. It was awesome.
It was better than I could have. It's like even as a Daniel Warren Johnson comic, it was like better than I could have hoped for. Honestly, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no. I know. I was just gonna say this. I've only I've seen Beast Wars, but I've found out how untrue I guess the Transformers movies were by conversing with you, Fable. And but for me, this was kind of like my first, I felt like I was watching the first episode of Transformers with this. Like this is gonna get me acclimated and caught up to the Transformers universe. So when Fable's throwing around all these crazy terms and names and stuff, now I know what he's referring to, and I won't just, I'm still getting people confused, but I'm slowly starting to recognize who's who and what's what. So I'm excited. I felt like in some of the IDW comics, I've had like a handful of them over the years. It always felt like you kind of needed to be watching the show or a fan of the show to really get into those IDW comics. Now I haven't read a lot of them, so I couldn't tell you if that's like the status of the whole line, but this felt like something that like they're taking it seriously. Like they approached it from a standpoint that maybe that you haven't seen the cartoon or you never heard of Transformers before. This is just a solid comic besides being a great Transformers comic. So I was glad that they did it.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to think about. It's going to be some kids' first exposure to Transformers, dude. Like that's cool to think about.
Yeah. I was talking to Robbie about it, and I was telling him, it's so cool that people are finally gonna get it, right? Like because people don't get, like some people don't get my fandom, right? Like they're like, yeah, it was a cool cartoon, man, whatever, and I'm like, no, there's some cool stuff in there, but I can't really articulate it well. So I'm glad that this exists, that people can. Finally see what I see. You know what I mean? And who better than Daniel Warren Johnson to bring it to life?
Hell yeah! Hopefully we get more clotheslines and pile drivers and choke slams and all that moving forward. I can't wait to see.
Oh yeah, Dinobots, Insecticons, Menasor. We've got so many things coming. So, hell yeah.
Do you know about anything that's what else should we expect, like, based on the movie and stuff like that? Should we expect anything too crazy, or is it gonna?
I mean, he's already deviated very far off the path, so I don't even know what to expect. You know, like I said, a lot of the characters are a little different. Like I said, they were construction workers. They weren't working at a power plant or anything like that. They didn't have a brother. So there's a lot of things going on here. This whole inference that don't mention Megatron's name. I'm the leader of Decepticons, which infers that something happened there. I don't know what that's about. You know what I mean? I've never heard that. So it's going to be interesting for me. I'm going to be surprised.
Oh yeah. All right, I can't. Well, dude, I'd love to. Thanks for coming through. You're welcome to stay on if you want, or if you got to.
I'm gonna jump over here though, fellas. Thank you so much for having me, guys, man.
Absolutely, and come back on when we got issue 2 out. I'd love to have you on because you know so much about the property, the history, and you're such a fan. So I'd love to hear your insights every week or every month if you don't mind. I'd love to have you back.
Man, absolutely. You know I love hanging out with you guys.
Oh yeah. All right, brother. Well, have a good evening. And thanks again, man.
All right, brothers. Take care.
All right. Next up, bro, Birds of Prey. This one had some pretty cool. This one had a cool. These are. Oh, this is a connecting cover by DNA. This ain't too bad. 2 connecting covers by DNA. But I like this Chris Bacalo cover over here on the right. And then Chris Bacalo did this cover on the right.
Badass, yeah.
Yeah. That shit's fire. I like all these covers, really.
Yeah, I like the Black Canary cover.
This comic was so damn good, dude. I enjoyed this a whole lot. I will say before we get into it, I see what I think Robbie was saying about. I heard somebody saying something about the coloring. The coloring is off. I don't know what it was. It felt like it got left out in the sun too long, but there was some type of error, and it's a shame because it does injustice to Romero. I feel like great artwork, but how'd you feel about this one, bro?
I loved it. Another fun issue. Love the lineup. I will second that. It seems the colors all seem very muted. There's a scene like this right here. It kind of works because I guess it's nighttime. They're in the shadows. I thought that was just the case. So like, oh, it's at night. But Canary's like fighting. Not to rush too far, but just an example. She's like fighting these brightly colored yellow robots or whatever. Oh, yeah. And her hair, it's like, it's during the daytime, but look at her hair, like they're bright yellow, but she's a blonde and it's like very muted. Like I don't know what's going on with it. The coloring, it did an injustice to the art. Beautiful artwork. It's not it's big, great, but it definitely did bring it down a little bit. It seemed very washed out. But story very fun. We learn how Canary and the team are essentially going to get to Themyscira to rescue Sin, her sister. Kelly Thompson, man, just seriously, can never speak enough about how underrated she is. I don't want to say, what's the word for it? I don't want to say she's underrated, but Kelly Thompson is one of the most solid writers currently out there. And, I want to see her take on some high-profile stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't get her just desserts, I don't think, because she's a woman, man. I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, are scared to, for whatever reason, are hesitant to, mention her in the conversation with other great writers. Like Kelly Thompson is a great writer, and I love the humor that she always comes with, but also the heart that she can put into a book. Like if you go see Black Widow, bro, that was an extremely emotional ride with Natasha. So yeah, Kelly all day, dude. I love her. I need to get John. I was talking to John. John said that question of the week was what Marvel a more adult themed Marvel miniseries or story arc would you want to see adapted into the big screen? And John said the death of Captain Marvel or whatever. Did Kelly Thompson write that? I know she was just on that run. And I've heard really good things about her run on that. I want to get around to that because that's a character I don't know a lot about.
I haven't read that.
and Kelly would be a great art writer for me to like. That would be a great. I think that would be very accessible for like an entry point into the character. You know what I mean? Like Thompson's run.
Was that what her event was called? The Death of Captain Marvel,
I don't know, dude.
or was he talking about the OG when Marvel died from cancer and stuff?
I'm not sure.
Or the
But it made me either way. It made me. I guess what I'm trying to say is it made me think of the Kelly Thompson run. But
okay. No,
John's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
talking. John's probably talking about the old school one because I think he collects those comics, those old school Miss Marvel comics.
Okay.
So he's probably talking about that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, besides the coloring being off, like the story here was great. Yeah, they're trying to go to Themyscira. They all have to get like their stuff together. They all have certain items they have to acquire before they're going to go up against Amazonians. Harley ends up getting the job for access to the island, which ends up being a funny payoff at the end of the issue.
Yeah, I love how Kelly writes Harley, bro. It's not too over the top. But she's very annoying, but in an endearing way. Like I like how Dinah or Dina, I can never pronounce Canary's real name, but I like how she was trying to Harley was the first one to say she's got a suggestion to how they get to Themyscira, and Canary's just like, yo, anybody else, please, anybody. And she's like, right here. Harley's like, right here. Why do you keep overlooking me? But yeah, Harley.
Yeah, she was like, I'm either on the team or you either trust me or you don't trust me. I like that line though. She was like, it's like she was trying to get out of giving her the responsibility, but yeah, I love how Harley. I like how Barda's done as well. Like Barda's got this like she's like an amused foreigner. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
I just love. I think at the very the look on her face at the very like the last panel when they see what's going on, like she just looks like amused. It's like a little smirk, like. But I love like how they come across individually and together. I think like Thompson's really. I think just like she's done a really good job putting this group together and like understanding and writing their not only their dialogue but their dynamic. I think she's nailed that already 2 issues in.
Yes.
But I like how we're getting this set up for like I guess a pretty big action payoff, I would imagine. But okay, so here we go. Here's everybody go and get their items. Yeah. Yeah, she has to go to get Constantine to get what? What does she need? Do we still don't know yet? Do we?
She had.
It looked like Homegirl. It looked like Zealot got some swords. I don't think Barda needed anything.
I was a little confused because they all split up to go handle business, but their business all led them to the same place.
Same
at the end. So
I was confused how that happened too. But it was cool. And I like Constantine showing up and like them having to go. And I like how it's done with the panels, like them falling off and like the X-ray, like the black and white visuals was cool. Great panel layouts here, like by Romero. Really well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Zealot sells. I guess Harley gets there because she's following Zealot. She's got nothing else to do. I like how she's the one supposed to be planning. She's the one who's supposed to be planning how to get on the island, and she's just following Zealot. Yeah, but Homegirl goes to see Constantine, who goes to see this. I don't know, this guy who's holding some magic bag for him. And then this guy tries to trap him in. And so they go to town against these things, and then the girls show up. But yeah, I love these panel layouts by Romero. The whole team ends up showing up. We get this big splash. All the girls in action,
beautiful,
kicking ass. It is. Look at that. Looks great. Coloring could, like we said, could be like those reds should be popping way more than they are. But,
It's very
Barda,
muted, man. Like even
Barda looks super muted. Barda looks like she's like in newspaper print or something. But yeah, I don't know what happened with that. That can't be the way it was meant to be, was it? Like you can't.
because the first issue wasn't muted like that. That definitely had to be like a printing error or something. Because first issue, the colors popping.
Yeah, these golems look
Do
like
look like
yellow. They look like yellow
like
juggernauts. They look juggernauty.
Ooh.
Mixed with, there we go. Magneto mixed with the juggernaut.
Oh,
Oh, I like it. The hybrid call. Yeah, definitely. But sadly, the Magneto Juggernaut golems are no match for the Birds of Prey. Awesome action scenes going down, and then they finish them off. Boom tube up out of there. And this is where we get our payoff for Harley's access to the mascara. They're on the boat. She still hasn't told Canary the plan. Then the shark shows, the king shark shows up. Well, first we get a monster megalodon that shows up, but then king shark shows up. Great dialogue here. Harley says something hilarious to him. Like, how about some degree of professionalism? Harley, of all people, saying that to somebody. She's asking Shark for some degree of
she said the modicum of professional. That's what stuck out to me because I was like, modicum. That's a word you don't hear all the time. Yeah. But yeah, spot on. And I want to say earlier, in terms of like her just nailing characteristics and characters down, like I love how she writes Cassie, bro. A lot of people don't understand certain characters like Cassie and Laura aren't character. Well, these are two characters who remind me of they're not written the best sometimes. They're characters who don't talk a lot, especially Cassie. And there's a scene where she's like, Canary asks Cassie, like Barda said something, and she looks to Cassie. She's like, "Are they alive, Cassie?" And Cassie, instead of some long explanation, she's like, just a quick, that's so in character. I love that she understands the characters and their voices, bro.
Yeah, and then like they got that thought bubble afterward, and she's like, "This isn't good. We're almost killing people already." Yeah, that was great. That's a good call, dude. Hold on, I'm trying to find that. Let me go back. There it is, right here on the right. I think. Yeah. So anyway, we got King Shark. King Shark helping the squad get to Themyscira in the next episode. Gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see Barda face off against an Amazonian. Maybe the Amazonian. Even though she should be busy taking care of business in Tom King's book. But yeah, I love the story. I love it. It's simple. It's like a heist. It's like a heist or a jailbreak, a jail bus story, but it's already got these great elements of humor that I think is really in Thompson's wheelhouse. And she's done, like you said, dude, a great job at giving all these characters love and bringing them all along nicely for the ride. I feel like nobody's really been neglected. Everybody's had a little minute or two to shine. Yeah. The artist is Leonardo Romero, bro. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell that. I don't know why I yelled that. Leonardo Romero. Jordi Belair's on colors. Oh wait, I got.
Were they? That's the exact creative team from Thompson and Romero's Hawkeye, all new Hawkeye. Was Jordi Belair on colors too?
The Kate Bishop Hawkeye was a great.
Yeah.
Another great run by Kelly Thompson and this artist. If you guys are digging this book and want something else, that Kate Bishop Hawkeye run is killer.
Great recommendation.
Yeah, Barda is the shit, dude. I love Barda as well. But hell
I love
yeah.
them all, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
It's a great team. Just so deadly, bro. This is DC's X-Force right here. Well, not really, but
for real. But they could, dude. They could take it there and get dark with it if they really wanted to. Like they could be.
Yeah.
They could be like a hit squad. Cassie, Barda, like none of these. I don't know. I think that's kind of
all well trained.
None of them have a problem dropping a body. Like none of those chicks have a problem dropping a body. So that would be kind of cool if they took a hard edge.
Respect.
Yeah, I think that might be a problem for Canary moving forward. Somebody's going to take
Canary, yeah.
Somebody's going to take a life. Hell yeah! All right, well, Birds of Prey, another book I'm glad we're reading, man. Did you enjoy it overall? Looking forward to number 3. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just it's a fun book, like you said. It's just a nice little not superhero, but I guess super powered, superhero heist book. Beautiful art. The colors were unfortunately a little muted in this issue, but it was still a great issue. Read very briskly, a nice pace, and it's fun, and with some badass hot chicks. So, what can I say? It's a great.
Check it out, guys. Oh yeah. All right, brother. Keep it moving. Jesus Christ, it's already 10:15. All right, man. Well, we still got 4 more comics to go, so we're gonna have to.
Well, we can briefly brisk through, and we won't take up much of you guys' time. Don't worry.
All right. Enfield Gang Massacre number 3, man. This book continues to kill. Basically, we pick up right where we left off. Homeboy's in a tight spot. Sheriff's got him cornered. He's trying to, well, not cornered, but he's got him in a kill box. He's trying to draw him out to basically take, to kill him. The townspeople are all trapped down there as well, though, or trapped with him. And the sheriff has gone completely lawless. He doesn't seem to care. And so homegirl right here sees her man out there, makes a run for it, and she gets killed. So now Enfield, really has the burden of getting these townspeople to safety before anything else, before he starts worrying about his gang. So luckily at the right time, the rest of his boys show up with that Gatling gun. They bring the blammer, and the sheriff up who has the drop on them does not know that. So they start planning, how they're going to get out of that tight spot, or at least get the townspeople to safety. Anyway, we go back to the bank and we figure out that there might be doubts that it's Enfield that really killed this guy. This guy comes up to the sheriff and says, I saw this other guy. It wasn't Enfield. This guy had eyes like coal, and describing somebody else who was not Enfield. And, saying that you got the wrong man. And basically, sheriff's not trying to hear this. And really nothing really comes of it. Anyway, we get back down to where, Enfield's holed up behind this wagon. He's like, all right, I'm going to come out and I'm going to talk. They start to have this this little conversation, really, and it's just for Enfield to rile him up. I like this. I like one of the word bubbles for the sheriff is like, you mean to talk law to me, boy, or something like that. So he does a good job of riling up the sheriff, tells him to go fuck himself, pulls out the pistols.
You ain't nothing but shit.
Yeah.
You ain't but shit.
Yeah. And then his homeboy comes out from undercover with the Gatling gun and makes sheriff and all his buddies run for cover. They barely make it out of there alive. I'm surprised they honestly all didn't get killed. He might have got one of them, but we didn't see. Anyway, the townspeople are able to get to freedom or safety at least. He's able to get. So you see that, Montgomery Enfield. He's being basically framed for this. Not that this guy's any saint, but he's being framed for this horrific crime of the banker who got mutilated and disemboweled and put on display or whatever. But you see now that the guy didn't commit the crime in the first place, and he's also got a heart. He risked his life here to get the townspeople to safety. He felt that, he realized the burden and he did the right thing, despite his criminal nature. So I like how that's woven into the story, and it's a cool way of looking at this event from the outside and inventing details while trying to tell it. I feel like because he has some type of historical reference for this event, but details like that I don't think are in it. So that's really cool to me. Because he said there's
based off of an actual.
This is like, yeah, apparently it lasted days, dude. It's some type of
Wow.
it's if you read the extra stuff in the comics, you write there's in each issue it's very interesting.
It's fun. It's funny you bring that because I know that there have been these little like maybe like page and a half, 2 pages of like what do they call it? Prose style, I guess you could
Yes.
call it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I haven't been checking them out. I'll be honest, the last 2 issues, but this issue, I actually was skimming through it just to see what it was about, and I was like, it was kind of giving you like, I took it as like it was a chapter from an actual book, and it was giving you like backstory or a richer history on some of the stuff going on in the book. So funny, but I definitely looked this up. I did not know this was based off an actual event. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. This is a good example of where the colors were muted, but they work. They actually are adding to the story. Like it's dirty out in the West, bro. There's nothing brightly colored and it's all dusty feeling, especially in the old Wild West. So even the brightly colored clothes or something like that, like your brighter colors, there's still like a muted feel to it, which I think adds to like that old West feel.
It's so true. I was looking at this cover today, and I was just zoomed in on like Homegirl's face, just looking at all the different colors like he used, and it's just fascinating to me, and it's just so well done. I completely agree. Homeboy is so talented, man. To be
So you think okay? So in this issue, we had the sheriff, sheriff quit being the sheriff, and was it one of the Texas Rangers homies is the new acting sheriff or something, or is it one of the other townspeople? Do you think the sheriff is gonna try to help the Enfield gang, or do you think he's just gonna try to stop the Texas Rangers?
I think he's I think I could see he was the one receiving the information about who really did it, right?
Yeah,
and that it wasn't that him. It was the guy with the eyes. Like, oh yeah, I could see him definitely. I could see him going a different direction. The guy's so just hardline and hard up for Enfield. I feel like it's he's definitely going to have some dissension in his own camp, and I feel like the way it goes here at the end with the soldiers showing up, like getting them involved, like once these guys, I think, and these guys, like Enfield seems to be able to. I think he's going to outsmart him one or two more times.
Yeah,
I don't know. Either way, it's not going to go good with the soldiers getting involved, So I like to ask this guy. Yeah. He said, we heard a cacophony of gunfire I had not heard since decided Appomattox. He said we had heard a cacophony of gunfire and had not heard since the peace signing at Appomattox. He said, what the hell is going on out here? They absolutely work well together. Yeah. They really do. And Jacob is such a phenomenal talent. His father is too, but just to see him get better and better all the time is just awesome. So this book continues to kill. If you haven't read back issues of that Texas Blood, go do that. The Red Queen Killer was super fire. The one before this, and I forget what the other two called, but they're great as well. Chris Condon also has a book on Omnipress, I think, coming out. It got announced coming out in the early part of next year, January. So Chris Condon's the writer I really like, and I'm trying to follow everything he's doing. I think he's a super talented dude. I think he's going to be super talented for years to come, as well as Jacob. So I love this pairing. I hope this pairing continues to make comics together. More comics and not just that Texas Blood, but yeah, shout out to these two. Anything else you want to say about it, bro?
Another great issue. I enjoy westerns. Modern westerns, I should say, but it definitely gives me a vibe of like a modern. Matter of fact, when I was reading this, I kept trying to imagine how dope this would be as a movie or something. I kept imagining Matthew McConaughey as Enfield himself. I think it'd be dope. Image, call me if you guys make this happen.
Hell yeah, dude. Good call.
Great book though.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on to our other number 3. Ooh, man. This might be my book of the week. I love this issue, dude. Rick Remender and Maxine Morris. Sacrificers number 3. How'd you feel overall, dude? I loved it. Did you like it?
Yeah, oh yeah, come on now. This, just Remender, it's Remender, bro. Just showing why he is one of the top dogs in all comicdom. Another briefly paced issue, but you learn quite a bit in terms of the plot. And I didn't think we were going to get here so soon, to be honest. I think we all kind of knew that this was heading nowhere good, but we learn a little bit of backstory as to who controls the kingdoms and who reigns over what and how they celebrate. And the sacrificers, it's not a good deal. But yeah.
It is not.
Great.
It is
Crazy
not. Brutal ending.
Art, bro. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how we get a little bit more introduction into the kingdoms and like what's going on with the the different factions and like who's what and stuff like that. I like how we're kind of introduced to that by the sun god's daughter or whatever, the girl who that character we seem to be seeing. She's going to have an important part. I talked about it on my Instagram earlier this week. I love the way the sun god looks. Like I love some of these character designs. I thought this was really cool. Like how they had the what is it? Hold on.
Fire fairies.
Victoria. She refuses to swim, imagining herself evolved past that. So listless and decadent, her tail no longer works and demands constant massage, or it would atrophy and fall off. Like I thought that was such a little cool like thing. Yeah, the fire fairies look dope. Too lazy to even turn her heat to gaze upon the belly of my father's fire fairies. Just like all these little nuances and details about like just great world building. You know what I mean? A great opportunity to like we're at this gala. Let's not only show like how rich and decadent and ridiculous how all these people are, but you know the different ones. We get this like moon goddess who shows up. But yeah, and then it goes back to I guess the sacrificer nursery, and this is where shit gets real. It just is brutal. So we have this relationship between I don't know what their names. I guess I'll call her Sea Girl and Bird Boy. Seal Girl and Bird Boy.
Well, she calls him Pigeon.
Pigeon. What does she call her?
Those that were like. Let's go with what are Kill Will's actual names? Orca. Let's call them Orca.
Orca.
And Pigeon. No, Bird Boy and Sea Girl works. I like that better. Bird Boy and Sea Girl.
Okay. So Bird Boy and Sea Girl, their relationship is they're like having fun. You know what I mean? Like, and all these kids are, they're watching plays. All these, the happiness is abounding. These children they've always come from a struggle and a life of hardship, and they've never known happiness and on this level. So the endorphins are flowing. These two are like, oh, we're wrestling. Oh, you're so clumsy. No wonder you were sacrificed. Oh, you're terrible. This and that. Like, little kiss on the cheek here, or whatever. They're flirting. And then the fucking the choosers show up, and they're singing in rhyme. This has got this real like distorted Willy Wonka fucking bad feeling vibe going on with it, right? And they start picking out the kids or whatever, and of course, like the last one chosen is Homegirl, and of course her little. Being a little shit that she is. Sorry, you can't come, Pigeon. Work on your faith and you'll be chosen next time. Little does this bitch know what's about to So Pigeon actually won the lottery, at least for another day, or at least maybe to the end of this gala. Anyway, they go back and everybody's getting their hair done. They're sipping on the drinks. They're getting catered to. They got the hors d'oeuvres. They're still singing about how they're loved and being taken care of. Have you ever been loved and taken care of like this? And then what? Out comes the giant fucking needle, and down it goes, dude. And it's basically sucking all the happiness and like goodness and life force up out of these children. And Seal Girl right at the end sees the guy next to her get the needle, and she's like, wait, what happened to him? What's wrong with him? And she's like, don't get back down on that seat. Don't make me tell you twice. What's wrong with him? You know, utterly terrified. Look at this look on her face before she goes, utterly terrified. Down comes the needle. Today you make your sacrifice. So you finally learn what the sacrifice is. Comes down brutal, and then it gets drained, and you see like it gets drained out. And as it's getting drained out with the girl, she's like, well, that was terrible. She was terrified at the end. She's like, well, luckily I know somebody who loves this stuff. So we see the terrified, or the fear rather, is like this brown liquid that's coming up out of her pod or tube, and all these other kids who are happy up until their last moment is like this beautiful blue. Yeah, this luminescent blue liquid. And it's being drained up into this, and we see through the, like this pullback of panels. Very, very well done here. That it's going into like the vat. It's not this vat. They're like, well, it is a vat, but it's being served as a drink to the members of the gang. And I'm assuming it has some type of energy that helps you. I don't know, that helps keep your life force up or let you stay on another level, or I don't
stay
know.
young.
Hopefully it's not just like a 30-minute high, but yeah.
No, I think this is kind of speaking to conspiracy theory stuff. I won't get into it too much, but he's taking the conspiracy theory concept and what's the word for it? Not extrapolate. He's expanding on this concept of the idea in comic form, but this definitely gave me some the whole taking the children's energy stuff and it being served to higher power officials or whatever you want to call them, rulers. Definitely gave me some conspiracy theory vibes, but they're done well, but it's very fucked up to see it happen. Because these guys, look at them living all high and mighty, and they giving these kids a false sense of hope, and then it's, you know, let's talk about the whole operation. All right, they're getting their hair done off rip. Reptile Boy and Orca Girl should have been like, whoa, I don't even have any hair, bro. I don't, you know, I'll pass this up, but no, they hopped right in the seats, like, you know, there's something to be said about that. Maybe there's like some
work on your faith and you'll be chosen next time. Yeah, it was but yeah, man, that was the most brutal part about it. It's like they loved them. That was like the first time they had known the fact that they had to produce that feeling inside of them before they harvested it. Like that was really that's the truly dark part of it to me.
Yeah. But great book, nonetheless. Like remember, bro, you're always gonna get a nice concept, some feels, and remember. Usually, I'm trying to think. I don't want to say he's known for violence, but you'll get some pretty intense scenes and action and violence wise as well. You know, but for a reason. It's not just there to be there.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
But great.
Another banger, dude. Yeah, such a great series so far. Can't wait to see more of it. All right, quickly. Sins of Salton Sea, the wrap up, dude. How did you feel about this one as a whole? E, if you're still with us, I hope to know your thoughts in the comments about this one, man. How'd you feel, bro?
I really enjoyed this, bro.
Hell yeah. All right, go ahead.
I'll be honest. The first 2 or 3 issues, by the 3rd issue, I was kind of getting a vibe for it. But the first 2 issues, I was like, all right, this is, you know, it's a heist. He's got to save a kid from something. But I wish this could have been a little bit longer, bro, because it started getting really meaty towards the last 2 issues. Just the whole idea of how the dad or the leader of the Sins of the Salton Sea truly did not want to do this to his son, bro. This was definitely the lesser of two evils. And it's not something he wasn't some maniacal villain or just some, obsessed with doing evil shit or serving some dark lord. He truly was just trying to save everybody. So, it as a parent that it really hits you in the gut, to think of being put in a position like that. And then we got our hero who's just like, he's not gonna he's been torturing himself since he wasn't really there for his family when they needed him, and he lost his family. So he's trying to this is like a sense of redemption for him, bro, where he, it does damn the outcome, like, because he doesn't know, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, just like he didn't know what was going to happen to his family from not spending too much time. But yeah, great book. The ending is definitely a part of what made me want this to go on a little bit longer, just like to see the threads, like the whole Cthulhu looking monster, bro. Cthulhu shit is always terrifying.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a minute?
Scary.
So
Yes.
And up to this point, we weren't 100% sure that this thing was real. We had, so let me get
yes,
because I did a thing. All right, so this was issue 2, or issue, yeah, this was the end of issue 2. This was the first time we got any hint that this thing might be real, but we still didn't real. This was when his brother was all shot up and he was still recovering with the bad guy. This is like, I think, right after the phone call when he initially first contacted him. And he's like, "Look, you don't know what you know what I mean." He's like, "Look, I'm with your brother. I can make you both rich. You don't know what you got into or whatever." So this was like our first look at it. We didn't know completely what it is, And he's like, "Oh my god, what is that thing?" You know what I mean? So we just get this like you said, Cthulhu type of vibe right there. Then in the earlier, I think this was earlier in. Or this was either in issue 4 or earlier in this issue. This was in. I think this was 5. Yeah. Then we see that like him talking about all the sons. In June 1991, Reggie, who was about 16 at the time, walked into the lake. He knew what his role was. Like, he tells the story of the different kids. Some of them fought it, some of them didn't. Some were happy to be the sacrifice. And you see, like, these. So. We get to this point now where he throws his brother in the back of the van. His brother's dying, really. He shot him.
To shoot.
And his brother's kind of dying from that gunshot. That was a tragic scene here where, he died. But anyway, he's on the way to save the kid. So he gets to the beach at the last minute. He drives onto the beach on the van. He starts shooting dudes. Let go of the kid now. He's taking dudes out. He's not really like, noticing. And then he like, let the boy go. I swear to God, you're next. He's got the dad and he's like, what? And then we see this fucking thing. This was like the shot. I was like, yo, this is such a great shot. The eyes, dude, give me those, like, the glowing eyes always works for me. I don't know about you, but like glowing eyes more times than often, like that does it for me, dude. This was so well done.
Terrifying, bro.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking like, and he's like, no, and like all he's saying down here is no, like it's fucking real. And then you're like, man, not only is it real, man, it's fucking real. Like, yeah, like it was so well done. I love that revelation. You said Brisson landed the plane. Love the character art. One of the stories of this. Yeah, like I think Link, you said like his past, like how we saw what happened to his family and how they like the cartel got to them and how like no matter what like happened, like this guy was literally like willing to let the world in to protect this kid. And like I don't know. I don't know. It's a very it's on the surface it seems simple, like a simple choice, but it's very complex at the same time. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, he explains, he's like, how about me? How about like me? Can I take the sacrifice or whatever? And the whole time he's talking to him, he's like, no. Other guys are trying to stop him. He's shooting the other guys around him. And the dad's trying to make him see reason, like the world's really gonna end if you don't throw him in there or whatever. This is great again too. The scraw. I love the sound it makes. Great art, dude. Just killer. I don't know any other work by C.P. Smith, but I'd love to see some.
But I feel like I have something of his. I can't remember. It might be some AWA related. Did he do the year 0 with Percy? It was a zombie book. I think he might have done like an arc or something. But my only gripe with this panel is I love it, but the stature of the house doesn't seem small enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Cthulhu could step on that shit and crush it, but I wish the house was a little bit smaller just to emphasize how godly huge this creature is. But still a glorious thing. I love the design of Cthulhu, bro. Just terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. And then here at the end, dude, holding the kid, like it's all right. It's gonna be okay.
Rogue One ending.
Crazy.
It's
and then like
did anyone else get Rogue One vibes from the
we get this ending, like this giant explosion of it looks like flame and hellfire or God knows what, and then like the last panel is black. So just great ending, dude. I loved it. I love how it kind of left you gutted, I love the books that don't give you the endings you always want sometimes. Like, that was ending I didn't.
It's true.
I neither saw coming nor necessarily wanted. I kind of wanted that to end up.
What we want isn't always what we need.
There you go. Ain't that the truth? Lord. All right. Last book of the night, Batman. We can go through this one quick. Batman is basically it's like Batman versus the Bat Family. Batman has basically let loose the psyche of Zur-En-Arr, and Zur-En-Arr is basically in the driver's seat of Batman's psyche, whether he wants to admit it or not. This kind of all goes back to Failsafe and the Failsafe robot in the beginning of Zdarsky's run. If you haven't read it, this is a great Batman run right now. Also, Jorge Jimenez is doing some killer artwork and this thing every month that he's on. He had to take a break for some Mark Millar stuff, but every time I see him on this book, I'm happy to. Anyway, it starts with Vandal Savage here, who's regressing. If you ever read Flowers for Algernon, like when the guy he has a disability, but he gets super smart, and then he loses that ability of super intelligence and regresses again. It's kind of like that with Vandal, the meteor that gave him his superpowers and immortality. He needs to put together the pieces or get more pieces to kind of to right his ship and turn things around for him. Anyway, he visits Ra's al Ghul. He thinks maybe a dip in the Lazarus pit will help. I like how he asked Ra's al Ghul, "Aren't you worried about diminishing returns?" That was a pretty good line. Anyway, back in this was messed up, dude. We get back to the back thing, and Batman has done a very fucked up thing to Jason Todd. He is infected in order to stop Jason Todd from basically his mission of crime fighting. He's given him some fear gas that it doesn't change his it's his own failsafe, and it causes him to panic or get scared anytime he feels like doing something dangerous, basically. Hold on, I got the panel here. Now, when you have heightened adrenaline, when you're about to do something dangerous, your fear kicks in. Like, that is so fucked up. Like, that's not fucked up on a crime fighting level. That's fucked up on a humanity level. You can't see that. So anyway, I'm sorry, Jason, but it's the only way. I love you, but you're a murderer. You're a bull in a china shop, and I go round and round after you, trying to figure out how to help you make a better man to heal you. Heal me. This isn't you, Bruce. And I love this part right here. This is a gift. Bruce tells him this is a gift. He has the audacity to tell him it's a gift, and then Jason says, "Who's going to save you from yourself?" And Bruce has no answer for it, because there is no answer right now. Bruce is completely off the rails. Anyway, this whole episode, the rest of the issue is about Nightwing trying to get to the Bat Box and basically ice Bruce out of the Batman systems. Like he has an override where he's able to do that, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to make sure that Bruce can get the systems and the comms and all that stuff. He's going to this secondary location to do so. We get a lot of great action between Nightwing, Robin, and Robin. We get Tim Drake and Damian. I love the Nightwing. I love Jorge drawing this fight. He did a kick-ass job.
Yes.
Like, look at that fucking panel, dude. He did a great job with this fight.
Batman's snapping everything in this issue, bro. The batons, both staffs, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Batman's
right. I love this. I love how he was walking away and to like, oh shit, hold on. To piss him off, Dick grabbed the gun and shot him in the back. But Robin and Robin going at it on the ground. Like it's all hell's breaking loose. Anyway, great shot of Robin here. I love how Tim Drake is holding Batman down as Robin or Nightwing escapes behind him, going back up. That's a dope little shot. Again, Jorge Jimenez killed this artwork.
Yes,
love these pages. Yeah, so it's basically the whole thing is basically a Batman fight at the end. He gets he ties both who is it? Nightwing and Robin up in the net. He's gonna leave them for the police. They're able to get out, but yeah. Dude is completely off the rocker. And
just
then we
dips
get
off on Damian.
Yeah, Scandal Savage goes to free Red Hood, tries to recruit him, finds out that he's got like this new fucking thing where, I can't. Like, look how terrified he looks. I'm just scared. I'm plain scared anyway. But and he's like, please don't leave me alone. She leaves. Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna be much use to me. Anyway, we get to this great shot of Batman. Heading back, and then Selena intercepts him on the rooftops and tells him that they need to talk. So I don't know. I don't think she's going to be able to reason with him, but we'll see. Anyway, the issue ends with Vandal Savage and his daughter returning to him, and that we find out that she's been recruiting and that they have quite a number of soldiers ready to do their bidding. So it looks like Vandal Savage is shaping up to be the big bad moving forward, which I'm here for.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, but good. I love this run, man. How'd you feel?
You know what? Admittedly, I still gotta read. I gotta get caught up. I didn't finish all of Fell Safe. I read like the first 3 issues. I've got a bad habit about that. I read like the first 3 issues, and then I jumped to Gotham War, but or was it War and Crime or something? But no, I think it's Gotham War. But yeah, yes.
For sure, dude. And I like also like what Chip is saying about the criminal justice system and like how flawed that is and how that like not that letting certain crimes go is like a good thing, but like how that at least the rest of Bat Family is willing to listen to other ideas and other approaches. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Batman's so black and white. I love that it's kind of breaking down that black and white, the way he views the world in that sense. Very good point, E. For sure.
Bruce is but it's funny that it's so black and white for him, but he's got his shades of gray as well, because he's talking all that shit to Todd and Jason Todd, not Todd McFarlane, but he's talking all that shit to him about he's killed all these people, but it's like you should know he's killed these people and you still haven't done anything about it or like putting him in jail or anything. Like you're letting him run around the Bat Family, so it's like, Bruce, you're being a hypocrite right now, brother.
Crazy. And like altering his like neural pathways like that, making him feel like that's just crazy, man. Like anytime you feel adrenaline, like that's nuts. And
he's not gonna be able to defend himself.
No, and I love how like
many other things.
And like that little part where Nightwing found out that Riddler was feeding him information. He's like, Riddler's feeding you information? He's like, it's just temporary. I'm gonna go arrest him. I'm gonna go bag him.
I'm tracking him down while he.
It's like, dude, I love it, man. It's just, definitely agree that he's taking him off his pedestal. Good point. But hell yeah. All right, man. So next week, real quick, just to go through what I'm looking forward to. Dude, I can't wait to talk about this book with you, man. We got to talk about this book. Have you caught up on it? I know you're not a Hal Jordan guy, but it's really good. And Sinestro has already got a big part to play in it. Sinestro's already a big player. This is issue 3 or 4, bro. So if you don't mind, as long as you don't mind doing some backlogs, like it's worth it though. It's Jeremy Adams on it. He's killing it. The guy who was on the Flash, just a little, yeah. So Avengers, Jed McKay,
Avengers.
yeah. Oh yeah, that continues. Hell yeah, with the Marks Brook covers. Batman and Robin #2, Josh Williamson. Number 1 was all right. I'm still look at these great variants. This is on the left is Francesco Mattina, and on the right is Dell'Otto. Look at that Dell'Otto. It's crazy good. That Dell'Otto Batman. Mark Waid's Teen Titans. I like Christopher Priest's Lost has been a good series to me. I know we haven't been reading that one, but that's been a good mini. I think that'll be really good to read as a trade or collected. I highly recommend y'all. If you haven't started, just wait till it comes out. It'll be a real good read. Dude, we got a new issue of Blade already, man. Number 4.
What?
Right? So, yeah, I don't know how many pages it is. Here's a book I'm really looking forward to. Christian Ward, the artist, has written and done the art for Batman City of Madness. Dude, they can give me these like super cool Black Label Batman books all day. These are the variant covers, but dude, look at the art in this, man. Look at how he does. Ooh. Dude, look how he does Two-Face. It's got this Dave McKean, Grant Morrison, Arkham Asylum vibe, dude.
Hell yeah.
This look at the color palette, like Christian Ward loves these colors, but I love how like vibrant it is. But look at this stuff, man. This is when Batman goes into Arkham, it gets all like Dave McKean-y. It looks awesome.
This is definitely yeah.
I can't wait to dig into this one. It looks so good. The Call. Robbie had really good things to say about this on his review show. He said he was about to give up after number 2, so I'm glad to hear that. Something Epic, I think, is starting to gain steam. Let's see what else we got. I love these covers, these Something Epic covers. He's been doing these movie covers. This has been so good. Dude, so good. Then the Walking Dead.
That's dope.
Yeah, Fish Flies by Jeff Lemire, number 2 without the printing error. Creep Show's this is supposed to be a good issue. I've been trying to read as many spooky books as I can because of Halloween. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite seasons. Or the fall is one of my favorite seasons. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. Cat Wolf, I'm gonna give this a shot. American Psycho.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow. Curious to see what this is like. I love the book. I love the movie. So I'll give that a shot. Midlife. This book was like, or how to superhero at 50. This was Robbie's pick of the week. I would not be giving this a shot if it wasn't Robbie's pick of the week. So I'm gonna check that out. And then Usagi Jimbo's got like a little Halloween spooky tale in space. I think like a one-off.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Friday the 13th, catch me and my boy Link on Blood. What is it? Me, Link? Are you on? Me, you, and Robbie? Yeah, me, you, and Robbie.
Yes.
Yeah, me, you, and Robbie on.
I was trying to.
Friday the 13th. What were we saying?
Is Fable jumping on for that?
He said Fable couldn't. I'm subbing in for Fable. He said Fable couldn't make it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then Fable's live at 1:00 on his YouTube. Fable _1 collection down on YouTube. He's got Jen coming back. She couldn't make it. Wasn't feeling too well last weekend, but she's going to be on this weekend. Make sure y'all show her some support. Comics will break your heart. Other than that, man, I hope everybody has had a good week so far. I hope everybody continues to have a good week. Continue to be excellent and take the time out to find some patience and be nice to one another out there. Goes a long way. Link, anything you want to say to the people, brother?
Nah. Thank you guys for joining us, and like Stu said, be good to each other.
Oh yeah, Station. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.